The words you are about to hear have shaped warriors, leaders, and philosophers for centuries. These are not just quotes. They are battle cries. They are laws of the unbreakable. Study them, feel them, become them. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Miyamoto Musashi. Well-being is attained little by little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself. Zeno of Citium. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. Sun Tzu. A warrior does not give up what he loves. He finds the love in what he does. Dan Millman. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. Alexander the Great. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a living man. Seneca. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Marcus Aurelius. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Sun Tzu. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Bruce Lee. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Buddha. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. Miyamoto Musashi. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Marcus Aurelius. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. Sun Tzu. An empire built on fear is doomed to collapse. Genghis Khan. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. To fear death is to think oneself wise when one is not. Socrates. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. William James. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Seneca. Stand up straight and realize who you are, that you tower over your circumstances. Maya Angelou. Victory belongs to the most persevering. Napoleon Bonaparte. From one thing, know 10,000 things. Miyamoto Musashi. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Theodore Roosevelt. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Aristotle. A lion does not concern himself with the opinion of sheep. Tywin Lannister. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Sun Tzu. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Winston Churchill. When something happens, the only thing in your power is your attitude toward it. Epictetus. The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear. Socrates. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Mahatma Gandhi. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Lao Tzu. A fool speaks because he has to say something. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. Plato. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Bruce Lee. True victory is victory over oneself. Miyamoto Musashi. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. Do not regret what you have done when it cannot be undone. Miyamoto Musashi. You can have anything you want if you are willing to give up the belief that you can't have it. Dr. Robert Anthony. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Zeno of Citium. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. The superior man is modest in his speech but exceeds in his actions. Confucius. There is nothing outside of yourself that can ever enable you to get better, stronger, faster. Miyamoto Musashi. A good man does not worry about the opinions of others. Seneca. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. George Washington. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Malcolm X. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Sun Tzu. A warrior does not beg for his place in the world. He carves it with his own hands. Miyamoto Musashi. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Seneca. He who sweats more in training bleeds less in war. Spartan proverb. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. Confucius. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Fear is a reaction. Courage is a decision. Winston Churchill. There is only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Aristotle. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Sun Tzu. To know yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle. Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Robert Kiyosaki. An army of sheep led by a lion is better than an army of lions led by a sheep. Alexander the Great. A wise man learns more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Balthasar Gracian. A leader leads by example, not by force. Sun Tzu. The tiger does not proclaim his tigritude, he pounces. Wole Soyinka. Happiness depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. A warrior is worthless unless he rises above others and stands strong in the midst of a storm. Miyamoto Musashi. What matters most is how well you walk through the fire. Charles Bukowski. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Success is how high you bounce when you hit bottom. George S. Patton. We do not rise to the level of our expectations, we fall to the level of our training. Archilochus. Do not ask for easy lives, ask to be stronger men. John F. Kennedy. A brave man dies but once, a coward dies 1,000 deaths in his own mind. Native American proverb. To hold it together when everyone else would understand if you fell apart, that's true strength. Miyamoto Musashi. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live. Norman Cousins. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Confucius. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. Richard Branson. A man learns nothing from winning. The act of losing, however, can build his soul. Baron Pierre de Coubertin. A sword is useless in the hands of a coward. Genghis Khan. To live is to fight. To fight is to conquer both weakness and fear. Spartan. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Norman Schwarzkopf. If you have a problem and there is a solution, why worry? If you have a problem and there is no solution, why worry? Dalai Lama. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Buddha. If you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything. Miyamoto Musashi. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. G. Michael Hopf. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. Plato. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. Napoleon Bonaparte. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. Japanese proverb. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. Aristotle. Victory breeds complacency. Defeat can teach more than 1,000 victories ever could. Genghis Khan. It is better to live one day as a lion than 1,000 years as a sheep. Benito Mussolini. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. A calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence. Dalai Lama. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Buddha. A samurai has no goal, only the path. Miyamoto Musashi. Suffer the pain of discipline, or suffer the pain of regret. Jim Rohn. When life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Les Brown. Your actions prove your worth, not your words. Genghis Khan. Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely. Buddha. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Theodore Roosevelt. When you see a good man, try to emulate him. When you see a bad man, examine yourself. Confucius.